Hello everyone, hi, how are you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode of a Hannibal reaction. This is Earth Live, and my name is Matt. Hello, how's everyone doing today? So, last time on Hannibal, what happened? We had the angel making episode. We had that dude that just posed bodies as angels by skinning them alive. He had like a brain cancer or something. But again, murders were in the show seem to be mostly there for the sake of having like a theme or something for our main cast to think about that is relating to their personal lives. So in the case of previous episode, we had a lot of Jack Crawford thinking about, well, dealing with his wife and the problem that his wife had, which was she has cancer. She has cancer and it's apparently terminal and she's just gonna die and she's just accepted it, but she was keeping that from Jack because she didn't want to become another burden in his life. But then he eventually realizes what is actually going on, and we have like this final conversation where he's like, I just don't want you to be alone. Like that to him is much more, it's much worse than just whatever suffering might come from knowing that she has cancer. It would be a greater suffering to know that she was alone dealing with it. That's kind of the thing. But yeah, anyway, that's what happened previous episode. Will is also sleepwalking. He almost walk off a roof. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. He's not mentally doing well, but that seems to be the case for most characters in the show. But yeah, I think that's mostly it. If you would like to check next episode already, it's up on Patreon, full length as well. But yeah, anyway, let us begin. So Hannibal, season 1, episode 6. Let's go.
Arrest me for writing an article.
You don't write.
Oh god, are we gonna get her back? Who are these people? Where are we? So who's he? Is waking up? Maybe. I'm thinking, is he gonna... He was doing something with his hand. Is he gonna murder her? He's gonna murder her. There we go.
You're quite the topic of conversation in the psychiatric circles, Mr. Graham.
He's not here to be analyzed.
Perhaps he should be.
Wow. This guy sucks. Maybe he is the Ripper. This guy is the Ripper. Okay, show me the crime scene. How gross is it?
Reason you failed and kept failing to capture the Cheesecake Ripper? So I already had him.
Oh, did he remove the eyeballs too? I don't like that. Maybe that guy is the Ripper. I mean, the thing is that I already hate him as a person because he's such an asshole. So it would be very easy for the show to be like, oh, he was the bad guy all along. So I'd be like, yeah, sure. He sucks. No, it's the eyeballs. Alright. I don't like that. I don't like the eyeball thing. That's not something I like. Oh god. Will is getting more and more affected every time he does this shit. And I don't blame him for it.
Not nervous. Curious.
Oh, she's gonna die.
Your instructors tell me that you are in the top 10%.
Top 5, sir.
She's gonna die.
What I don't have are enough warm bodies. So, I'm gonna need your full attention on this.
Yes, sir.
She died, didn't she? She was the next victim. We're gonna talk about your wife's cancer. Or Will. Or both. There's only like 2 or 3 conversation topics we can have.
I can't stop thinking about when my wife is gonna die. I'm at her side of the bed and I think, is she gonna die there?
I like that this wasn't solved like immediately. I mean, it won't get solved, but I like that this problem keeps going. We're gonna get to see this for a couple episodes probably.
And I'm thinking about other losses too.
Oh, the girl that was on the flashback.
Who else couldn't you say?
Let's dig deeper. Oh, maybe she wasn't killed. Maybe she lost her mind. Like, this killer goes ham on these murders.
You did it all
Like,
here.
holy shit. Yeah, all of these happen where they are alive. What if she's the Rip? I'm thinking crazy shit now. She's the one that said that these were done where they were alive. So maybe we're operating on wrong assumptions.
You have a peculiar cleverness.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Okay, let's see if she can die or...
You'll probably spot him before anybody else.
Or you will.
Like, she had a lot of faith in him, and he had faith in her.
We never found a body for his last known victim.
Huh?
And then the victim before that.
Huh?
I see the Ripper, but I don't...
Is it the girl?
We never made the wound patterns for any of the Ripper's victims public.
But the girl knew. If the girl's, then she's. Oh my god! I swear to God, if she's the Ripper, and I call that like right away, what is this called?
Hello.
Jack.
Who is this?
Jack, it's Miriam.
Oh.
I don't know where I am. I can't say anything.
Miriam?
I was so wrong.
But this is.
So wrong.
Miriam?
Please, Jack. Please.
This is right now, isn't it? That's not a flashback.
I'm hooked into every carrier database and telephone provider in the United States. Nothing.
Maybe he's actually losing it.
The Chesapeake Ripper is making it very clear that someone is plagiarizing his work.
It was 2:46 in the morning, Jack. You're in a deep sleep. You're roused. You're disoriented. You might not even know you're still asleep.
I know when I'm awake.
So I think the show wants me to think that he's losing his mind, but he's not. Are you gonna see a giant deer in front of you? No, it's the giant deer. Is that even a deer? I don't know the brands of deer.
You look like you were dreaming.
A little bit.
I was thinking about something else.
Gideon is just a tabloid rumor right now. We think we need to make him the truth.
You might push the Ripper to kill again, just to prove he isn't in a hospital for the criminally insane.
I have to push, Will.
Are you thinking about getting into bed with Freddie Lounge?
I was thinking
You
Freddy
yourself know
Lounge.
It's the best way to bait the real Chesapeake Ripper.
I was thinking. I cannot believe.
Thank you for inviting me.
Fuck you.
Is he the Chesapeake Ripper, or do you just want me to tell everybody that he is?
He could be. And certain personalities are attracted to certain professions.
Do you know what profession psychopaths disproportionately gravitate to?
CEOs, lawyers, the clergy.
Number 5 on the list is surgeons.
I know the list.
And then you know what number 6 is.
Journalist.
You know what number 7 is, Mr. Graham?
Law enforcement.
Yep. I believe that.
Here we are. A bunch of psychopaths helping each other out.
I like that scene a lot, actually. Like, no person in this room is okay mentally. Except for maybe Alana Bloom. She seems fine. I mean, Jack Crawford is kind of tough because he kind of has to be tough. But Miss Lowndes over here, she's just a straight up psychopath.
This would explain why the Ripper's been silent for more than 2 years.
He doesn't like that. What if he's the Ripper? This whole time, Hannibal is actually the Ripper. He keeps killing. That's an ongoing pattern. Is it his wife?
Something wrong?
Might not be.
It's Miriam. I don't know where I am. I can't say anything.
Okay.
Somebody's sleeping in my bed.
There he is.
Oh my god.
Or there she is. Was Miriam last a blonde?
Oh my
Yes.
god. The prints we're gonna see are
database,
they're
Jack.
gonna be Miriam's.
I got a match.
She's dead. She wasn't here. For a trainee to go poking around in private medical records without a warrant. Very different if the guru did it.
Better for a trainee to ask for forgiveness than an FBI agent to ask for permission.
In my experience.
Then I hope you forgive me for skipping class today.
To the Chesapeake Ripper. Dr. Gideon is going to provide
I still
us a
hate this
singular
guy.
opportunity to analyze.
They're all the Ripper. All 3 of them. They're all the Ripper. Hannibal too, all 4 of them. Are they eating at Yeah. Why is this guy here?
With a sauce of duxelle and oyster
We've had this guy for like 3 scenes. He was an asshole in all of them, and on the 3rd one he's a cannibal, so sure.
He just thinks he is. Or he knows he isn't.
He is. He knows he is. So do I.
Why do you know that?
discussed the Chesapeake Ripper's crimes with Dr. Gideon before he murdered the night nurse.
But I began to suspect what he was.
Then you told him everything.
Is it possible you inadvertently planted the suggestion in Gideon's mind that he was the Ripper?
You're not suggesting coercive persuasion.
No, I said inadvertently.
Psychic driving is unethical.
But reasonable in certain circumstances. May have been useful trying to remind Gideon he's the Chesapeake Ripper. If he repressed those memories.
Mirroring a little bit Abigail.
Were I in your position, I would have attempted psychic driving. Perhaps you already have. I promise. I'm much more forgiving of the unorthodox than Dr. Bloom.
And we're gonna see a body inside. Yep. Whose body? Is it Miriam's or... No, it's a severed... I like that, it's a severed arm. Maybe there's more parts. But the fact that it's just a severed arm means that there's no confirmation. What do you see? Look into the telescope.
Don't give up hope for your wife. Not yet. She's lost hope, which means you can't.
Oh, we're having a lot of Jack Crawford. I like
Sorry
it.
about your wife, Jack.
Oh, hey.
I believe the world is a better place with her in it. And I'm sorry about your trainee.
That is such a nice thing to say, Mr. Hannibal Lecter.
My name is Miriam Lass. I'm with the FBI. I would show you my credentials, but I'm actually just a trainee.
Never just a trainee. An agent in training. Please, come in.
Do you two meet? Did he kill her? And maybe all the things that are doing to fuck with Jack Crawford, Hannibal is doing.
Pathology checked with the local hospital. He had fallen out of a tree blind 5 years ago while bow hunting. Stuck an arrow through his leg. The doctor of record was a resident surgeon, but you were on duty in the ER that night.
I was.
Your name was on the admissions log.
If it's the gentleman I'm thinking of, I vaguely remember a fellow hunter bringing him in, but I recall very little else. If you like, I can get them for you. Maybe you'll find something helpful.
That would be great.
You wait here, I'll be right back.
Oh no. Okay, so never mind everything that I was thinking about. I think she's just fucking dead. He killed her because she got close to another case. And the reason why her body was never found is because they fucking ate her. He is the Cheesecake Ripper. Okay, there we go. And you're dead. Alright, so there we go. Okay. So I think he's just straight up the Cheesecake Ripper.
Very brave young woman.
What an asshole. Oh, that was it? Oh, that was it? Wow. That didn't feel like that would be the end of the episode. It felt like we were halfway through, but no. Okay, that was a pretty good episode. I like that. So, okay, it finally feels like the show it's like starting almost. Like we're finished setting up the characters. Now we may be able to just go forward with what we already know. So, okay, in this episode, let me load up the episode again because I accidentally closed it. So at the end right there, we get to see that I'm just gonna say that is a confirmation that Mr. Hannibal Lecter is the Cheesecake Killer, isn't he? I'm pretty sure that that's what that is. So, okay, it subverted my expectations to the degree that that I assumed that she was the Ripper. But no, it's Hannibal. So that's the thing. Is that like the entire episode, I was like, okay, so literally everyone except the guy that says that he's the Ripper could be the Ripper. So I'm thinking, okay, it could be the asshole doctor that is running the facility, could be him. Then I was like, oh, it's what's her name? It's Miriam. It's totally Miriam. And I went 110% into the fact that it was her. And I'm just going to say that the show just confirmed that is not the case. But I was 110% sure that it would be her. And then we saw Hannibal. And he was getting upset a little bit. Like a little bit. You can see it a little bit. He was like there was something that made him upset reading the article on Battle Crime about the Cheesecake Killer, and he was like Cheesecake Ripper. That's it. Sorry, like I'm assuming that that's gonna be a title that matters a lot. Because if it is Hannibal, then that title is gonna come in like once every episode, if not more, or every couple episodes. So I need to get accustomed to pronouncing it. But I am Argentinian, so whatever. But the thing is that I was 100% sure it would be her, just because that would be like the most like fucked up resolution to this story arc. But it's not a story arc. This is just the arc. This is just the show. Because if it is Hannibal, then sure, whatever. Okay, it's not an episodic thing. I was expecting it to be episodic. And if it was episodic, the best option would have been for it to be her. But it wasn't. She was a victim. Her body was never found, but the reason why it was never found, well, it's probably not because she was eaten, but because she was murdered at like Hannibal's like study or whatever. Maybe. Or maybe because there's no reason for her to be impaled or not. Like, there's no reason for her to not have been impaled. Other than the fact that Hannibal was like, well, I'm hungry. So he just disposed the body in such a manner. But maybe he didn't, actually. Maybe he didn't do that because there was an arm there that... I'm assuming they can confirm that arm is indeed Miriam's. So if they can do that, then... yeah, that has to be Miriam's arm. Which means that Hannibal kept either the body or pieces of the body for future use. For no reason. So, like, does Hannibal have a fucking fridge full of dead bodies? Like a giant, like, refrigerator room? Where he just has a bunch of human bodies just hooked in them? Like a butcher? Does he have that? Like, I wouldn't be surprised. Anyway, so this episode is very interesting because it is heavy on Jack Crawford. Hannibal actually wasn't that important up until he became super important at the end because of the reveal. Okay, so we get introduced to like, oh yeah, there was this whole thing where Will, quote unquote, kills the nurse. That's bad. So who killed the nurse? I think it was the guy. It's Dr. Gideon, whatever. So if it was so, I think that what happened with Gideon, and I'm not sure, but I think that what they're saying is that essentially, what's his face? I don't remember his fucking name, but the asshole doctor, Chilton. There we go. Thank you, Dr. Chilton. This guy. I think he just forced Gideon to become a cheese. I have no idea how to pronounce that title because I'm not kidding you. Literally every time they said it, in my mind I was just thinking cheesecakes. So anyway, the Cheesecake Ripper. So I think he literally just made Gideon become a Cheesecake Ripper copycat. Just because they fuck with his brain so much over the years that he was just like, well, fuck it. I'm just going to go and kill a nurse. And I'm going to do it in the way that it was like the Cheesecake Ripper does it. Because I guess I'm the Cheesecake Ripper. So he just went and did it. Because like you can totally fuck with someone to such a degree that they will go and do shit like that. But like, here's the thing. This is the reason why. Well, maybe I missed it. Maybe I just forgot. I have trouble paying attention to things. But this is the way this like story arc is not over yet about Gideon. Is the fact that they kept saying, you know why I'm here and you know how I got here, which makes me think that like. The way he was caught to begin with was something that was is like an important detail about how this series of events played out regarding the Cheesecake Reaper. So the fact that we don't know the fact that we don't actually know what they're referring to makes me think that we're going to get to see that maybe next episode or whenever, you know, like the story arc is not over. We're going to still get to develop that a little bit more. but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're just referring to the general thing of I'm here because I murdered a bunch of people. They're also saying that he murdered his family, like his wife and kids. So did he, or did Hannibal do that? And then they convince him that he did it, and he's like, "Well, fuck it, I guess I didn't." Because what they're talking about when they're eating at Hannibal's table is about the fact that Alana is like, I don't like your methods, but he's like, my methods are fine, or some shit. He was like, yeah, did you discuss the Cheesecake Reaper's murders with Gideon before he murdered the nurse? And it's like, yeah, I did. So Alana says, is it possible you inadvertently planted the suggestion in Gideon's mind that he was the Ripper? So that's it. That's what I'm thinking. Is that they fuck with him so much that he was like, well, I guess I'm the Ripper then. And he just went and murdered the nurse. But he didn't do it perfectly. He impaled her. He impaled her after she died. Well, she died from the first impalement, probably. But all the other things happened at post-mortem. So that is a detail that is not the same as the others. Is not as sadistic. So what they're thinking is that, well, he's not. And it turns out that he's actually not. It's Hannibal. And Hannibal is upset. But how was he caught to begin with? How was he caught and thrown into a mental facility? Like Dr. Gideon. How was he thrown in there? Caught and thrown in there. Like 100% we're sure that this guy is the killer. Well, no, they weren't sure about it. That's true. They said at the beginning, they didn't actually know that Dr. Gideon was the Cheesecake Ripper. They just had a dude, a mentally unstable dude. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna need people to clarify this for me in the comments. I mean, you're gonna get to see it 2 weeks later. But so they said that he murdered his wife and family or whatever. Was that not one of the Cheesecake murderers? I'm gonna continue to call him that. Fuck you. But was that not one of the Cheesecake murders? That's how they know that it was his wife and daughter, and that's why he was in the mental facility. And then after he impaled the nurse, they were like, oh shit, he's the Cheesecake Killer. Is that how that works? Maybe that's how it went. He murdered his family, and then he was thrown into the mental institution, and then this guy, Dr. fucking Chilnil, whatever his name is, Chill something, he was like, oh, this guy is totally the serial killer, bro. I totally got him. It's totally him, I'm telling you. Hey, it's you, right? It's you, right? And then he just kept forcing that into him until he was like, oh, fuck it, I guess I am. And then he just went and murdered a nurse and did that. Is that what happened? So timeline would be Dr. Gideon kills his family, gets thrown into a mental institution. This asshole doctor, psychiatrist, is like, oh, I'm sure it's him. Bro, I got a serial killer in my ward. I'm totally telling you, I got this. My dick is so big. So he fucking suggested that it was actually him, to the point that Gideon was like, well, I guess it was me. And now he went and committed a murder in that manner because of that. But the real Cheesecake Ripper it hasn't been caught. Because the thing is that they never caught him. Yeah. So there's a couple of things that I was just assuming, but it's not true. So I thought that they knew that they had caught him, but no, they just had a dude, a mentally unstable dude. And they thought that the Cheesecake Ripper was out there. And now this dude comes out and commits a murder like that, and then everyone is like, oh wait, shit, it was him? And it's like, no, it actually wasn't. But they're still assuming that it might have been. We know that it wasn't, because we just saw who it actually is. Yeah, there was another moment in the episode where, like, at the beginning I thought that Gideon murdered the nurse, and then he ran away. Like, he escaped. But no, then they just walked into a cell and they were like, hey bro, let's talk. And I'm just like, wait, what? Oh sure, whatever. For some reason I thought that we needed to catch him, like a dumb detective show, like a police show. This is not a police show, this is not a criminal show, this is a drama. God damn it. This is a drama of the mentally ill people and people that eat people. So sure, this is what we have. So yeah, he was just still there. And then I like that episode a lot, actually. I do like assuming things and being proven wrong. I also like assuming things and being proven right. But in this case, I was proven wrong. Well, I was proven right in the sense that I never thought that it was actually him. Like, I never actually thought that Gideon was the Cheesecake Killer. I was just like, it's totally not him. Like, it's like, okay, so it's the asshole psychiatrist, it's Miriam, or it's Hannibal. And it was Hannibal. But I was 110% sure that it was Miriam, but it wasn't. So I was wrong on that. Anyway, what else is there to mention? A lot of Jack Crawford. Jack Crawford is getting a lot here. Previous episode and this episode, with the thing about his wife. The thing about Hannibal is that, like, he has this moment where he's like, I'm sorry about your wife, I really am. I'm also sorry about your trainee, what was her name? And then we get to see a flashback of him murdering her. And then it's like, oh, it was revealed that it was him all along. So he's fucking Mr. Hannibal over here. Fucking Mads Mikkelsen bitch-ass motherfucker is just sitting here and being like, I'm so sorry about your wife. And then he goes on his bed and he's like, oh, I'm gonna sleep in his bed, I'm gonna call him from there, I'm gonna throw all the fingerprints of the missing hand, and I'm just I'm gonna totally fuck with him. And then he goes on his session and he was like, oh, I'm totally sorry, my condolences, I know you feel really bad, I really do feel for you, I think the world is a better place with her in here. And then inside his head it's like, this fucking idiot totally buys this shit. I like that is my headcanon. That is my headcanon. That Hannibal is just losing his shit inside his mind the entire time. That is my headcanon. Anyway, yeah, I feel bad for Jack Crawford. I feel bad for everyone who eats at Hannibal's stable. Oh, I never ate tongue before. Well, not this tongue for sure. Alright, so something that would be really fucked up if he actually fed Jack Crawford Miriam. He could totally do that. If he still had an arm, then that means that he might still have other pieces of the body. So he could totally feed Jack Crawford pieces of Miriam if he wanted to. Maybe he already has. He has been eating there like every episode, so sure. That's his restaurant of choosing. I'm still not sure why they're all so like intimate with Hannibal. Like, why? He's not FBI. He's just a therapist. Well, he's psychiatrist. He's just some psychiatrist dude. He's not like related to the FBI at all. But everyone hangs out in his fucking office. Everyone hangs out in his fucking kitchen. It's like, why? I mean, at this point, you're assuming that like everyone who, all of these characters are like friends a little bit. Like that's the thing. Is that this drama is that we're all friends and we all hang out, but one of them is secretly a serial killer. Oh, that's more or less how this is shaping up to be. So me questioning why are they even hanging out is counterproductive, because they're hanging out because they know each other and they're friends. Give or take. But yeah, there we go. The only person in the show who hasn't eaten human flesh yet that I know of is Beverly Katz and the other two scientist dudes. But like there are less characters than her. She hangs out with us. I like that. Bev hangs out with us. So I like her a lot because of that. She has a fun personality too. So yeah, she's the only person who hasn't eaten a person yet. So yeah, there we go. Dude, okay. I was so sure it was gonna be Miriam. I was so sure she was gonna be the murderer. Because it's like, well, we never disclosed the details of the murder of the killings to anybody before. That's like, well, she knew. Miriam knew. We never found her body before. Oh, it's her. It has to be her. And like the thing is that I was like 30% of the way through the episode, I was like, well, no, the first flashback she showed up in, which is like 9 minutes in, I was like, it's her. Then 30% through the episode, I was like, I'm pretty sure it's her. Like I'm 100% already, because they were like, you know, it was because they were like, you know how the last body was never found, but they didn't mention which one's body that was. I was like, oh, it was her. It was Miriam. Like they're not gonna reveal it up until it matters, but I've been paying attention, so it is Miriam. And it was Miriam. But the thing is that then the show went super hard on it. Like it went way too hard on it. So when that happened, I was like, well, actually the show is being too obvious now. So now I feel like it would be actually less likely for it to be Miriam. Because you never want to actually tell the audience what the answer is with right away. So then when it started to become really obvious that it might have been Miriam. I mean, I don't think it was ever too obvious, but things were lining up too perfectly, and I was like, it's not that. It can't be her. So guess what? It wasn't. And it explained the scene with Hannibal, which made him suspicious, which is when he's reading Title Crime, and he looks clearly displeased, and he almost has like a tick. Like and then it cuts away. Like I was literally watching the scene as it did that. So there we go. Hannibal is the Cheesecake Ripper. I'm gonna continue to call him that. So there you go. I'm probably not the first one to do it either. Don't worry about it. So okay. Miriam died. Finding out the truth is the first one that probably found out about that. Maybe she can be some sort of a clue for them to catch Hannibal at some point. But yeah. So there you go. I like that the Cheesecake Ripper. I think that is something we've heard before. Like last episode or a couple episodes ago. Like I'm pretty sure that is something we've heard before. But I like that it came back. And it actually came back, and it was actually really important. Hannibal was the Cheesecake Ripper. Like I was thinking it was going to be episodic, but it wasn't. So that was a nice surprise. Anyway, so I think that is it for Hannibal today. Anything else I want to talk about? I mean, the fact that Will continues to lose his mind, like his mental state is rapidly deteriorating. So yes, that is something else worth pointing out. Anything else? No, that I feel like this episode was pretty straightforward. I liked it, actually. I liked it a lot because it was less episodic. I feel like you can do episodic episodes and they can be good. They can be really good, but this show was not meant to be episodic. Like I'm watching it and I'm like, no, the story benefits a lot more for a more linear setting. You can do episodic with some other stories. This one, I feel like it requires you to actually have some more cohesion between storylines. So yeah, anyway, I think that is it for this episode of Hannibal. Thank you for being here. And alright everybody, if you would like to watch next episode, you can do so over at Patreon. We have full length, we have early access, so yeah, check out the link in the description for that. Social media, everything else. And thank you so much for being here. See you next time. Bye bye.